You've worked hard your entire life, saved, invested, and planned for the day you could finally kick back and enjoy your golden years. But now that you're here, you might be wondering, how do I make sure my money lasts? How do I protect what I've built? It's a worry I hear all the time from folks just like you. After 70, the rules change a little. You're not just growing your nest egg anymore, you're making sure it stays safe, lasts as long as you need it to, and maybe even leaves something behind for your loved ones. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. In this video, we'll walk through 4 essential rules to protect your retirement money and assets after 70. These aren't complicated financial strategies filled with jargon, just simple, practical steps that can make a big difference in keeping your finances secure. Now, let's start with the first rule, and it's one that trips up a lot of people: don't let taxes sneak up on you. You might think that once you retire, taxes become simpler. But the truth is, they can actually get a little trickier. For example, did you know that withdrawals from certain retirement accounts, like your 401k or traditional IRA, are taxed as regular income? That means if you take out a big chunk one year, you could accidentally push yourself into a higher tax bracket. Here's what you can do instead: spread out your withdrawals. Instead of taking large lump sums, plan smaller, steady distributions. This keeps your taxable income more even from year to year. And don't forget about required minimum distributions, RMDs, those mandatory withdrawals you have to start taking at a certain age. Missing those can lead to hefty penalties, so it's worth setting reminders or talking to a financial advisor to stay on track. Another smart move? Consider tax-friendly investments. Municipal bonds, for example, often offer tax-free interest at the federal level and sometimes at the state level, too. And if you're charitably inclined, donating directly from your IRA through a qualified charitable distribution, QCD, can satisfy your RMD without adding to your taxable income. Now, let's move on to the second rule: guard against scams and fraud. Unfortunately, seniors are often targets for financial scams. It's heartbreaking to hear stories of people losing their life savings to a convincing phone call or an email that looked just a little too real. The good news? You can protect yourself by staying informed and being cautious. First, never rush into financial decisions. If someone pressures you to act immediately, whether it's an investment opportunity, a problem with your account, or even a family member in urgent need, take a step back. Legitimate businesses and institutions will give you time to think things through. Second, keep your personal information private. That means not sharing social security numbers, bank details, or passwords over the phone or online unless you initiated the contact and you're absolutely sure who you're dealing with. And if you're unsure about a call or email, hang up or delete it, then look up the official number or website yourself to check. Finally, consider setting up safeguards. Many banks offer alerts for unusual account activity, and a trusted family member or advisor can be added as a view-only contact on your accounts to help spot anything suspicious. These first 2 rules, staying tax smart and protecting yourself from scams, are all about being proactive. And now that we've covered them, let's move on to the next steps to keep your retirement secure. Now that we've talked about keeping taxes in check and staying safe from scams, let's move on to the third rule, and this one is all about making sure your money doesn't run out before you do. Rule 3, plan for the long haul, because retirement can last decades. When you first retired, you might have thought, okay, I've got 15, maybe 20 years ahead of me. But here's the thing, people are living longer than ever. A 70-year-old today could easily spend another 20, 25, or even 30 years in retirement. That's wonderful news, of course, but it also means your savings need to stretch further than you might have originally planned. So, how do you make sure your money lasts? Start by taking a good look at your spending. It's easy for little expenses to add up over time, especially if you're not keeping track. Try writing down everything you spend in a month: groceries, utilities, subscriptions, even those small treats like coffee or lunches out. You might be surprised where your money's going. Next, think carefully about your withdrawal rate. A common rule of thumb is the 4% rule, taking out about 4% of your savings each year, adjusted for inflation. But that's not a one-size-fits-all solution. If markets are down or you have unexpected expenses, you might need to adjust. The key is flexibility. Some years, you might splurge on a trip or a big purchase. Other years, you might tighten the belt a little. And don't forget about healthcare costs. Even with Medicare, medical expenses can take a big bite out of your budget. Long-term care, in particular, isn't fully covered and can be incredibly expensive. If you haven't already, look into supplemental insurance or long-term care policies. It's better to plan now than to face a financial shock later. Now, let's talk about Rule 4. Keep your investments working for you, but don't take unnecessary risks. You've probably heard the old saying, you can't afford to lose money at this stage of life. And there's some truth to that. After 70, you don't have decades to recover from a big market downturn. But that doesn't mean you should stash everything under the mattress either. Inflation can quietly eat away at your buying power, especially these days. So, what's the balance? Diversify, but stay conservative. You might not want to chase hot stocks or risky investments, but keeping some of your money in growth-oriented assets, like a mix of bonds, dividend-paying stocks, or even real estate investment trusts, REITs, can help your savings keep up with inflation. One strategy that works for a lot of retirees is the bucket approach. Here's how it works. Bucket 1 holds cash or short-term investments for immediate expenses, think 1 to 2 years of living costs. Bucket 2 is for money you'll need in the next 3 to 10 years, things like CDs, bonds, or other stable investments. Bucket 3 is for long-term growth, money you won't need for a decade or more. This way, even if the market takes a dip, you're not forced to sell investments at a loss to cover your bills. And here's one last tip: don't let fear drive your decisions. It's easy to panic when the news talks about recessions or market crashes, but knee-jerk reactions, like pulling all your money out of stocks after a downturn, often do more harm than good. If you're unsure, talk to a trusted financial advisor who can help you stay the course. We've covered a lot so far: smart tax moves, avoiding scams, making your money last, and keeping your investments balanced. And in the next part, we'll wrap up with some final thoughts to help you feel even more confident about protecting what you've worked so hard to build. You know, when I talk with folks about retirement, there's one thing that always comes up: peace of mind. After a lifetime of hard work, what you really want is to enjoy these years without constantly worrying about money. And that's exactly what these rules are all about, giving you the confidence to relax and make the most of this chapter. Let's recap what we've covered so far. You learned how to keep taxes from eating into your savings by spreading out withdrawals and using smart strategies like charitable donations from your IRA. We talked about protecting yourself from scams, because no one should lose their nest egg to a dishonest stranger. You discovered how to make your money last longer by planning for decades, not just years, and preparing for healthcare costs before they surprise you. And finally, we discussed keeping your investments working safely with a balanced approach that avoids unnecessary risks but still fights inflation. Now, I want to leave you with one last thought. Your retirement isn't just about numbers on a statement, it's about freedom. Freedom to spend time with family, pick up old hobbies, travel, or simply enjoy quiet mornings without an alarm clock. And by following these simple rules, you're protecting that freedom. But remember, you don't have to figure it all out alone. If you're feeling unsure about any of this, a quick chat with a financial advisor can work wonders. Even just one meeting to review your plan might give you fresh ideas, or better yet, reassurance that you're right on track. Before I go, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these strategies? Maybe you found another tip that's helped you protect your retirement savings? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else in our community. And if this video was helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. It lets me know what matters to you so I can make more content that makes your life easier. Don't forget to subscribe too. We've got plenty more tips coming to help you live your best retirement. From all of us here, thanks for watching. Now go enjoy that hard-earned freedom. You've certainly earned it. Here's to making every year ahead your best one yet.